Alright, we're going to look at using faces. I've already imported my photos. Now I had to cheat and use the poster in the hallway. This is pretty small, you might not be able to see it very well, but I used the football poster in the hallway because there wasn't many people around when I recorded this tutorial. I do not want you guys to do this. I won't accept it, and you need to shoot photos of your classmates. So these photos have been added off of my memory card. I just wanted you to see that. If I go to Faces now, give that a click, the guys all show up here down on faces that haven't been identified. So what I can do here is pick one, and I'll just go in order here, double click it, and I'm going to add a name. Okay, now it recognized 9 photos of Sean, so I'm going to say done. Now it shows up here. Now I like to confirm this because sometimes it will, especially when it's learning faces, it will pick a wrong one. So I'm going to double click this and just make sure those are all Sean. And it looks like it did a good job of that. So now I'm going to go back to faces. We'll move to our second person here. Double click him, give him a name, and it's going to look for him. Now see, in this photo it didn't select correctly, so I'm going to uncheck that one. This one's correct, this one is not. So I'm going to only accept this one now, so I'm going to add and continue. This one is correct, add and continue. Neither one of these is right, so I'm going to deselect those and continue. And there's what it found. So I'm going to select done. And now let's just go see what we've got there, make sure there's no mistakes with Hunter here. And it looks like those are all it. So this is kind of awkward just because we're taking them all off the same poster. Yours won't be quite so obvious when you do it here. Go back to faces again to show you again. We'll double click and select a name. And if you shoot photos of a classmate that you don't know, you can just make up a name. I don't care if it's a male student, call him Bert. It doesn't really matter what the name is. If you don't know it, you don't have to go asking everybody necessarily. Just assign that person a name for the sake of this assignment. Now, I got talking here. Yes, we were doing Thomas. So this one is not correct. This one is. So I'm going to add and continue. That one is correct. Add and continue. Add and continue. All right. So here's what we've got. I'm going to say done, and we'll just see how well it did on this one. Now, the more, if you were doing this on your own computer, the more photos you add of somebody, the better it gets at recognizes the faces. It learns them after a while. So right now we're kind of just breaking it in, and it's learning these particular faces. All right, so I've done 3 players right now, Thomas, Sean, and Hunter, and it's working pretty well. You also, if you find that one of their faces still shows up down here, you can still add them by saying, okay, if this, for instance, was Sean, it's not, I can actually drag this up onto Sean and say, hey, that should have been in there. I can click on it and drag it and drop it up here if it misses one. Okay, so far it hasn't done that, so we would be in pretty good shape. So let me try one more here just for the sake of example. We'll go down here. I see a couple of Dre here, so we'll just see what it does with that. Alright, so there's Dre, which is correct. Add and continue. This one's not correct. That one's not correct, and that one's not correct. So add and continue. That one is correct. This one is not. And that one is correct, and that one is correct. Alright, so there's what it came up with. We'll hit done, and we'll just see here. And you'll notice he doesn't appear down here anymore. And let's just make sure it's correct here. Okay, those are all Dre. I don't see. Oh, here's one mistake here. So what we'll do is we'll right click on this and say this is not Dr. Dre. And then it will make that fix. Okay? So it's fairly simple. Look at your instructions on the wiki page. I am particular about how you do this, so follow the instructions. You need to shoot 10 pictures of at least 5 different students so that this will work correctly and it starts to learn the faces. Don't shoot 2 pictures of 10 people or anything like that. You need to shoot 10 pictures of at least 5 different people. Okay?